Well, I'm sailing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Welcome, YouTube viewers. My name is AJ, and this is what I like to call the Cleveland Browns Bash. It's a weekly show where I'll get on, typically Friday night, and talk about the Cleveland Browns weekly game. I'll talk about my personal, what I believe to be the keys to winning for the Browns, and some interesting notes and numbers about the game and the teams involved, and then my prediction at the end. And I just want you guys to know that I am a diehard Browns fan, and any prediction that I ever make, whether it be for or against the Browns, I am always going full throttle for the Browns. So I don't want you guys to assume because I pick against them that I'm not cheering for them or in some way dissing the Browns, because I love them. So here we go, the 2008 Cleveland Browns Bash. It might be kind of corny, and I don't know. I just figured I'd go with that. We got week one here. The Dallas Cowboys are coming to town. And, for the Browns, the main key for me is not to think too big. Last season, going 10-6, especially for a young team that wasn't, they exceeded many expectations. So, people are looking to them this year. They got a big article in this week's Sports Illustrated. It's going to be easy for some of these young guys, coming off a successful season, to maybe get a little overconfident, a little cocky. They need to realize not to play too big, just to play into their shoes and try to just win ball games. It's not about, touchdown, like the number of touchdowns an individual gets, or, flashy plays. It's just about winning games and executing the game plan. And, I don't want overconfidence to be an issue, because that's what I've worried about ever since the end of last season. Another thing is to ignore the spotlight, because the Dallas Cowboys, they're what I like to call America's drama. Between their own HBO show and all the commercials that you get focusing on the Cowboys, Jerry Jones likes FaceTime. And the Cowboys, every time they play in any game, it seems to get, more attention than any other game. And I personally don't really believe, because of the number of fans that are the Cowboys in the country, I believe it's the national exposure that they get because of the commercials and HBO. That's an issue in and of itself that I'm not going to get into. But playing the Cowboys, especially for a younger team, maybe a less experienced team, it could maybe you feel like you're in the spotlight and you got to perform. And they just need to ignore that and focus on the game. And my third key, which is a little strange, is to score. Score the football. Last season, the Browns had one of the top offenses in the game, and you would wonder why I would make one of the keys to score. And my reasoning for that is that everyone expects our defense to play poorly. So I'm not going to make it a key to play good defense. We have to play good defense. That's obvious. The offense, though, is almost expected to pick up where they left off last season. Now, there's a lot of things that are scaring me about that. And, well, the main thing is the injuries. We've had a lot of preseason injuries. Derek Anderson's, concussion. Jamal Lewis's hamstring, and Joshua Cribbs' ankle, and Braylon Edwards' foot, the cut on his foot. That's, and even though Joshua Cribbs may be, not as involved in the offense as the other three, obviously, he still is important on special teams. These are some injuries that we really need to, we really need these injuries to heal quick, or if they're already healed. Derek Anderson and Braylon Edwards are expected to start, but Jamal Lewis and Josh Cribbs fall into the questionable category. And another reason is in the in the preseason, we really did not look too in sync. It's the preseason. The Patriots went 0-4, so it's okay for us to go 0-4, right? But still, though, we just didn't look in sync. The injuries kept us from having enough time with all of our starters together. And, we just need to, I think, get into a rhythm. And I think it's going to take a few weeks, especially against the Cowboys and Steelers. We might start out 0-2. It's going to take a couple weeks to get into a groove and get into that, feeling of chemistry with each other that we had last season. And start winning games against the elite teams. So I don't expect us to come out right off the bat, but at the same time, we do need to just focus on scoring because, I mean, we want to give ourselves a chance to win. We're not just going to say, okay, this is a chemistry game, we can go ahead and lose. Getting on now to the notes and numbers, the Browns lead the all-time series against the Cowboys 17-11, and this is only the second meeting between the two teams since 1994. Also, Cleveland in their first 12 games against Dallas, we went 11-1 against them. Since then, we're 6-10. Excuse me. And also, this was interesting. I thought the only regular season or playoff game that the NFL history has ever seen with a final score of 6-2 was played between the Browns and the Cowboys, and that was on December 12th, 1970. The Cowboys won. A random and pointless fact. I just thought that was interesting. And also, this is another random fact, but I was at the previous meeting between these two teams back in 2004 at Texas Stadium. So, I got to see a pretty boring game. 19-12 was the final, and Kellen Winslow, I believe, that was the game where he got injured and was out for the season. But my pick is the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm going with the Cowboys by 17 points, and I hate to start the season picking the Browns to get blown out. I mean, I really do, and I hope that they can prove me wrong. But first, I mean, I'm going to say that from what from what I saw in the preseason, I believe we still need to get into a groove. I don't think we're going to be able to just come out and play, great football against a really good team. The good thing is the Cowboys probably won't be as focused because they had the HBO cameras in their training camp and throughout the last couple months. So however long they've been there, I really didn't pay much attention to that. But I do know that could take some focus away. You start feeling like a movie star instead of a football star. So that could definitely help us. But at the same time, we are the young team that's not really we need to get some more feeling for this season of playing together. But the fact that the Cowboys aren't going to be focused or as focused is definitely going to help us. Just I mean, you look back just to last year's playoffs, Cowboys and Giants. I mean, the whole Mexico trip and all that. I mean, it just it just takes focus away, and then you lose a playoff game. So oh, by the way, I was also at that game too. If you're wondering, I live in Texas, but I moved here from Cleveland. So anyway, my spread is 17, but I hope that the Browns can prove me wrong and keep a close game. I really want to see improvement. That's what I really want to see. I want to see that we're making good plays and doing what we need to do to get better. But I hope the Browns prove me wrong and play a close game. You know what? I hope the Browns prove me wrong and win the game. So you guys got my spread, but I hope it's bullshit, and we'll find out. So I'm here with the debut of the Cleveland Browns Bash. Leave your comments if you think I'm corny or whatever, or if you like the show. I'll be back. I don't come on for post games, but I'll be back next week before week 2 against those ugly Steelers. And by the way, I'm going to that game in Cleveland. It's going to be sweet, but I'll talk to you about that next week. And hopefully I'll be talking to you about a Cleveland Browns victory over Dallas on Sunday. So, for the Cleveland Browns, I'm AJ, and I'll see you guys next week.
Should I been, could I been, would I been dead if I didn't get a message going?